Hi everyone, and welcome to the 2019 Commissioners Postseason Report. It's been a crazy and wild season with highs, lows, underdogs, favorites, you name it. So let's just jump right into it. We're going to talk about the playoffs and the different contenders and the different brackets this year.
Here we take a look at the 2019 Championship Playoff Bracket. Number 1 seed Run CMC Run takes on possibly the biggest underdog we've ever had advance to the playoffs in league history. First time playoff appearance by number 4 seed Tom's Strawberry Kisses. On the other half of this bracket is the red hot number 2 seed defending champion North Shore Sleepers, who take on the wild card winner number 3 Captain Cook. This matchup features our two most recent champions and last year's Mr. Blue Balls. One interesting thing about this bracket is that two champions square off in one matchup and two players who have never won a championship play in the other matchup, meaning that our championship finale will consist of one former champion trying to become the first two-time champion and one team trying to win their first ever and keep the 6-year streak alive of no repeat champions. In the best of the rest bracket, we see quite possibly the other most shocking regular season result. The 8-6 team of Warren Calls Me Daddy, the second lowest scoring team in the league, who actually only outscored John by 14 points, somehow made a late season fight and almost took a playoff spot before sputtering big time in the final week of the season. Warren Calls Me Daddy takes on number 8, Girly Has No Name. In the other matchup of this bracket is the Gosnell Bowl. Number 6, Easy Breezy, takes on number 7, Newtonian Physics, who clawed his way out of the blue ball bracket clutches in the last 2 weeks of the season. One crazy thing about the way this season ended is that there was actually a 4-way tie to determine 2 spots in the best of the rest bracket and 2 spots in the blue ball bracket. Due to points scored, Scott and Tony advanced to the best of the rest bracket, while 2 others will fight in the blue ball bracket. Who will be Mr. Blue Balls 2019? That's what we'll find out in the next 2 weeks. The odds-on favorite here is number 12, Hide My Chub, who has been just terrible the second half of the season. He will take on the Greenwood Whalers, who had a shot at the playoffs after a 3-week hot streak but significantly dropped the ball and dropped into the blue ball bracket for the 4th year in a row. 4 years in a row, Rivard. Yikes. The Whalers just can't get out of their rut despite relocating each of the last 2 years. The other matchup features number 10, Country Road Take Mahomes, who has had a very up-and-down season this year, and he takes on the number 11, the Holdouts, who have been towards the bottom of the league all season long. In our first matchup, we will take a look at the number 1 seed, Run CMC Run, who takes on first-time playoff contender, number 4 seed, Tom's Strawberry Kisses. This matchup is best summed up by the graph in the middle of your screen. If you take a look, throughout the season, Franca has only managed to outscore Warren in 2 of the 14 weeks this year. Warren has outscored Franca in the last 12 weeks. That alone spells trouble for Franca as he looks to upset the number 1 seed. This is why winning the number 1 seed has proven to be so valuable throughout the years. 4 of the 6 champions have been number 1 seeds, including each of the last 3. Warren has scored a league-high points this year, but the real stat to look at here is number of games under 160 points. He has a league low of 2 games all season in which his team scored fewer than 160 points. That's unbelievable. The next best team has 5 games under 160 points. This is the type of stat that makes you a threat on any given Sunday. He might not have the biggest boom of a team, but this team has a pretty comfortable floor. If the playoffs come to a survival, look for this team to make it through. As for Franca, he unfortunately has a league worst 11 games under 160 points this season. To add to Franca's lack of luck, his team has the hardest round 1 player matchups this week, so he won't be getting any lucky breaks on player schedule to help him out.
Both of these contenders will join us here live in the studio today. First, we'll go to the number 1 seed, Warren Black of Run CMC Run. Warren, it's great to have you back on the show. Welcome back to the playoffs, man.
What's up, bitches?
All right, well, Warren, I know you like to introduce yourself, so why don't you go ahead?
It's me again, Warren Black. Owner, player, and GM of Run CMC. We are a non-profit, only for-profit organization. Yeah, think about that one, Tony. Fuck you. Feels good to sit on top 10-4 on the league. You know, not many people can say that they did that. Almost everyone except for one other person. It's nice to be in this league. It's fun to beat the shit out of everyone. And Run CMC is, coming in for the championship. We're gonna fucking do it. This is the year. Fuck you, Tony. I think this week is gonna be an easy squeezy win. We're just gonna go out there and dominate like we've done all season. Home field advantage the whole way through. So it's really looking good on our side. And I think playing Franca this weekend is gonna be real fucking easy. Who the fuck is he anyways? Who the fuck is that guy? Franca is just gonna get smacked around next week, or this week, I guess. I don't really see his team putting up much of a fight. I think I beat him last time by like 40 points, so you know what? We're just gonna do that again. And then Jack, actually I don't even know if Jack's in the fucking league. Is he in the league? I don't know. Anyways, Jack, he won't make it past Chris, and honestly, the only person I'm a little nervous about is Chris, but then again, fuck Chris.
Okay, well, that takes care of the guys who you'll be competing against in the playoffs, but do you have anything to say to the guys who didn't make the playoffs?
Fuck you all. You guys all suck. You're lucky I'm in this league, because if not, you guys would just be a bunch of losers. And I'm a winner, so that's why you need me in this league.
If I recall correctly, there was one team in particular at the beginning of the year that called you out with their team name and didn't make the playoffs. Do you have anything to say to them now?
Aaron, you call me daddy now, you little bitch.
You call me daddy now. You call me daddy now.
All right, well, do you have any sort of closing remarks or anything you want to say to everyone in the league?
Fuck you all. Ron CMC is here. Put my name on the trophy already because it's going to be a fucking bloodbath out there. Gonna definitely take home the trophy. I really think my team is going to perform well. Week 1 of the playoffs, get that out of the way, onto the championship. Chris has had a very, very long run of scoring the most amount of points in the league, but, I'm here, and I'm ready to fucking do this, so you got nothing on me. It's time for the reign to end. Warren Black here, coming to take the trophy. Fuck you guys. I'm the best. Run CMC number 1.
Well, there's certainly never a dull moment when talking to Warren. I wonder if he remembers what happened the last time he was the number 1 seed during the playoffs. Up next is the challenger, Mr. Eric Franca of Tom's Strawberry Kisses, making his first ever playoff appearance for the CLYC Fantasy Football League. Eric, welcome to the studio and welcome to the playoffs.
Well, it's been a hell of a season. Made it to the playoffs. It's pretty exciting. Probably mostly because my division was trash besides Rivard. I guess Tom wasn't too bad either. Scott was pretty awful. Really the best thing about this whole thing is that Rivard just completely lost his shit at the end of the season, so that really helped out a lot for me. I scraped by with very limited points, but that's really where the real skill comes in, is with getting through the season, low points for and low points against. That's the real trick when you get down to it. Looks like I'm going up against Warren. Well, he's a little bitch, so I don't think that'll be much of a problem. He's really only got one player that can do anything. Otherwise, it's just all luck. So we'll see what happens. I really believe in Tom Brady, the original GOAT, and he is the best quarterback in the game in all of history. So I think that he'll pull me through. Him and Edelman will rock it out together and drag this poor boy to championship. So we'll see what happens. But it's been a good season. It's been solid. I've enjoyed playing all of you fuckers, and every single year I seem to do either better or worse or whatever. But this year my better made it to the playoffs. So we'll see what happens from here. And we'll see what the competition looks like as it stacks up in the next week here. I think definitely wouldn't have thought that my number one player would be Julian Edelman coming into this, but he's really held it down for me in reliability. And even when Brady kind of slips up, he seems to pick up the pieces for me. I've been riddled with lots and lots of horrible injuries throughout the year. A lot of the players I picked up, like Devontae Adams and people like that, Williams, put up some points and then got hurt again, and then whatever happened. Long story short, it's really kind of impressive that I ended up in this situation in the long run. Good strong start, weak middle, strong finish. That's how we like to do things. That's about it really. Wish everyone no luck at all. So, peace.
Well, he made some good points, and he acknowledges that he's got an uphill battle in order to keep his championship hopes alive. If Warren drops the ball, it's going to be a very embarrassing upset.
The other matchup for the playoffs consists of two former champions. One is the reigning champ, and the other is fresh off his bout as Mr. Blue Balls. Number 2 seed North Shore Sleepers takes on number 3 seed Captain Cook. Chris's team has been red hot over the last 4 weeks, tying a league record of 4 straight weeks scoring the most points in the league, and so far has tied the league record at 5 times for scoring the most points in a season. This is the perfect time for this team to be catching fire and the worst time to have to play them. If you look at the graph, since week 3, this team has gotten better and better week after week. Chris shocked the league by trading away his first overall draft pick, Saquon Barkley, for a player that was playing like garbage at the time in Joe Mixon. Chris stuck by Mixon, and the gamble paid off. Not only did Chris recover, but he actually won this trade. Shocking, right? Since Barkley has returned, Mixon has outscored Barkley by 10%, meaning that Chris has made a significant move that has altered the future of this team. In the second half of the season, Chris has averaged almost 29 points per game more than he did in the first half of the season, marking a significant turnaround. His competitor Jack has been very solid all season long until recent weeks in which this team stumbled coming into the final divisional round. Jack's team consists of a league-high 6 out of 12 starters who rank in the top 3 at their respective position, and despite what Dow says, that is a very important statistic. Jack's team has scored over 180 points 8 times this season, which is a league high. 3 of Jack's losses were by a combined 13.6 points, which is an average of 4.5 points per game. Had he been able to overcome 2 of those close deficits, this team would have actually been the number 1 seed, showing that this team has been quite potent this year. Despite the success, Jack has actually lost to all 3 playoff contenders this season and only won half of his divisional games. Another peculiar find is that Jack still has 2 players on his roster that have been designated as not to return from IR for over a month. Not sure why he's still holding on to them and taking up very important bench space. If we look at the seasonal matchups, Chris outscored Jack in 8 of the 14 weeks, which means this game is likely to be close. How close? Well, in the regular season matchup, the game was decided by 3.3 points. This game could be a nail-biter and likely a high-scoring affair, barring anything crazy happening.
Both of these contenders also join us on the show today. And so now we'll go live to the reigning champion and number 2 seed, Chris Peterson. Chris, welcome back to the show and welcome back to the playoffs.
What's up, man? It's good to be back. Love the show, by the way. I watch it every year. Yeah. Love the production. Is that new props over there? Dang, man. Okay. I see you cashing in on the ratings, okay.
Yeah, I see you notice our award that we won, Best Fantasy Football Show, number one. We won that for the production last year, so I got to thank the viewers and the fans, putting our best foot out there on trying to make a good show for you guys.
You should really think about hiring some new talent, though. Yeah, the face of the show. I don't know if you can do anything about that. Maybe get some younger talent. You see in wrinkles and just appeal to a younger audience.
Hey man, I don't know about any wrinkles you're talking about, but let's just try and stick to fantasy football, all right?
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Back to football. Yeah. The North Shore Sleepers. We did all right this year. We surprisingly surprised ourselves. Made it into playoffs. We're kind of middle of the road this year in terms of we're kind of 500 the whole year, and so we had a lot of injury scares. Can't stress that enough. We full on tilted week 3. Yeah. I don't know if you heard, our season was almost defined by this one week. We traded off, the quad monster, Saquon Barkley himself, and traded him for the equivalent of an unpolished Petoskey stone. It wasn't pretty. The first few weeks, no. We were in the shits. We were nervous there, commish. But you know what? We had faith in our newly acquired Mixon. He drove us to the championship last year, and god damn it, we fucking believed in him. He turned it around. The Bengals still tanking. As we speak, probably tanking. Patriots got some footage of it, by the way. But don't tell my buddy Bill that. Anyway, back to Mixon. He's on fucking fire right now. And so is the rest of our team. The Ravens have been carrying us on their back. Lamar Jackson, fucking running like a wild man. But yeah, we sidestepped some pretty major injuries.
Yeah, man, you had a crazy year. So why don't you talk about the playoffs now and maybe your playoff competitors?
So playoffs. Let's see who's in the playoff picture. It's Frank, Jack, and Warren, right? Right. Okay. So right away, I just want to mention, because this is a big part of our strategy here at North Shore Sleepers, is trading, and we just wanted to point out quickly that both of our trading partners this year, both in the hunt for the championship. We all made it into playoffs, and so key point there. So right on to Franca. First of all, I don't know how this motherfucker got here. You're supposed to score a lot of points to get into the playoffs, but I don't know. He fucking made it in. All right, that's all I know. But I'm fucking rooting for him. It's like going to the casino and betting it all on black. I hope his team explodes and demolishes Warren. Because although I would love a sweet revenge game with Warren, for trading off Barkley, I'd like to play Franca in finals. That'd be a nice game. Yeah. And let's see, Jack. Love the guy. He's one of those guys you'd love to have a beer with, crack one, and but it's playoffs, so that's where all the niceties are left at the door, man. So as much as I would love that you would be eating heads of lettuce right now, by the way, I don't know if that's your weekend strategy, with football, but eating heads of lettuce, but you're gonna have to settle for 4th place this year, man. Yeah, and finally on Warren, the other playoff contender. What can be said about Warren? Sometimes I kind of think that he might have might have picked up one of those Australian STDs. Maybe one of those lady boys were carrying it in Thailand. I don't know, man, but some of the shit that he says sometimes, those STDs can go to your brain and fuck you up. So, I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, I hope Franca crushes him. Hope he crushes him.
So what are you doing in your last couple moments before the first round starts? I mean, is there anything special you have planned with the team, or what's the scoop?
Yeah, in terms of some final preparation for the big week against my arch rival, Jack, and trading partner, Jack. Probably go out and buy a bunch of beer. Haven't decided, which kind just yet. But yeah, it's gonna, game day. It's gonna be a lot of sitting on the couch, slamming beers. That's the routine. We're gonna stick with it. It seems to be working pretty well so far. So that's what we'll be doing.
All right. Well, Chris, we thank you for joining us.
Commission. I had one more thing to add. Make it two. Sorry. Love the show. I'll let you get back at it. I know you're a busy guy. But so anyway, have you heard from Scott or Tom Gosnell?
I haven't.
No. Where the fuck are those guys, man? I miss them. I'm concerned for them. Where the hell are they? And lastly, just wanted to go on the record and say, and personally thank Aaron Wills for donating his dues this year. Bitch!
Damn. Well, thanks for joining us, Chris. We always love having you on the show. Up next is the 2017 CLYC Fantasy Football League champion and the 2018 Mr. Blue Balls. Our number 3 seed for the 2019 season, Jack Hutchinson. Jack, great to have you back. Glad you were able to fix those blue balls. Funny though, I thought that getting married would only make that problem worse. But I see you've proven us wrong on that one. So, congratulations and welcome back to the show and welcome back to the playoffs, man.
What's up, guys? This is Jack Landis Hutchinson, owner and GM of Captain Cook. Just want to say that I am happy to announce that after a dismal 2018 performance, my team has bounced back with a 9-5 record to make the playoffs again. So pretty excited about that. I don't really have anybody else other than myself to thank, so good job me. Other than wanting to win in general, I'm really hoping to hold the record for going best to worst to best in 3 consecutive years. I don't foresee that ever happening again. So would be pretty proud of that. I'm also looking forward to removing the glorious blue balls bracket from my shelf. I would anticipate that it's going to go to the humble holdouts this year. But I don't know, John Davis could give him a good run for his money too, so we'll see about that. I'd like to say congratulations to the other teams who made the playoffs. After 6 years, Franca has finally made it into the playoffs. Just, wow. What an end of an era. Total end of an era. Amazing. I'd say that probably the only reason he's actually in the playoffs this year is because he resorts to cheating by videotaping other people's sidelines. Seems like something his team would do. Warren, good job on making it to the playoffs again. Your team really isn't that special, and neither are you. And when you lose, you should cut your hair. Chris, good luck this week, man. It's going to be a tough battle. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little scared, although I'd probably be more scared if you still had Christian McCaffrey on your team. To the rest of you in the blue balls bracket, good luck. I hope you all forget to set your lineups and get fined an incredible amount of money so we have more money to spend on the annual awards night. I'd really like to get some more premium food. Every year the food is awful. And I'm really hoping to change that this year. Lastly, I'd like to officially start a petition that if Warren does win this year somehow, that I think he should be allowed to change his name to Aaron Calls Me Daddy. Seems fair. Also, if any of you idiots actually videotaped yourselves in portrait mode, you should automatically lose the entire league. It just seems fitting. Anyways, good luck to everyone. It's been a hell of a year, and yeah, go Birds.
As a reminder, in the 6-year history of the CLYC Fantasy Football League, we have had 6 different champions. We've never had a repeat champion. One person will be competing this year to break that.
I'm going to end the show by giving you guys my prediction for how the 2019 playoffs will wrap up. I'm going to predict that Warren and Chris will advance to the playoffs, and that Chris will defeat Warren and become our first 2-time champion for the CLYC Fantasy Football League. I'm also going to predict that John will be our 2019 Mr. Blue Balls, though I'm really rooting for Dow to win that one. Anyways, that's all the time we have. So thank you for joining me for this edition of the Commissioner's Postseason Report. I hope you guys are able to tune in and follow along to see how the season wraps up. Good luck the rest of the way, and may the best team win.